12th December 2021, Sunday morning. We are all excited to start our journey to Sandakphu. After getting the entry ticket from the Land Rover Association, we started our journey to Sandakphu. We are now at the entry point to Sandakphu. This is the entry gate. From here, after showing the tickets, you can proceed to Sandakphu. This was another route to Sandakphu, but it was completely destroyed by the landslide during the last monsoon season. Mission Sandakphu in motion now. Mane Bhanjang to Sandakphu is around 30 km, and the entire route is single lane. It takes around probably 2.5 to 3 hours to reach Sandakphu. The drive from Mane Bhanjang is steep and winding, and so many hairpin bends at several places in this route. The first 20 minutes of this route is the steepest elevation gain. The Sandakphu route is normally negotiated by four-wheel drive vehicles only. Normally they don't allow two-wheel drive vehicles on this route, and even bikers are not allowed. So this route you will find only four-wheel drive vehicle or truckers walking all the way. Only the initial stretch of this route is paved, though it's narrow, it is paved. But towards the last stretch you will encounter a lot of boulders, so that makes the drive very tough and challenging. Motorbikes and private cars are not allowed in this Mane Bhanjang Sandakphu route. The divisional forest officer has issued an order in 2018 itself banning motorcycles in this route, as they cause a lot of noise pollution which badly affect the wildlife here. The restriction for other personal and commercial vehicles have been imposed by the Singalila Land Rover Owners Welfare Association as a measure to protect the livelihood of the Land Rover owners. However, self-driven four-wheel drive personal cars may be allowed on a case-to-case basis. This is subject to the explicit permission from the Land Rover Association. Gurkha being a four-wheel drive, we managed to get the permission to drive up to Sandakphu, provided we have a Land Rover as well. So Vikas and Lakshmi got into the hired Land Rover, whereas Vignesh and I got onto our Gurkha. Chitra is the first village that we cross in this journey to Sandakphu. It's only 4 kilometers from Mane Bhanjang, but it's full of hairpin bends, and also the climb is very steep. Chitra is a small settlement known for its monastery or the Gombas. So people stop here en route Sandakphu for the first break. After 15 minutes of negotiating hairpin bends and steep climbs, we finally reached the village Chitre. Avinash, our Land Rover driver, is inspecting our Gurkha at the first break.
आपका गाड़ी भी पूरा इधर फर्स्ट गियर में चलाता है, सेकंड गियर नहीं, सेकंड में अच्छा ऐसा है तो सेकंड में जाएगा.
Being new to this terrain, we were driving in first gear at many places, whereas the more experienced Land Rover drivers would comfortably drive that in the second gear.
Land Rover के साथ
There we took our first break of the day. People who trek towards Sandakphu also stop here for a quick break. It takes around 1 hour 40 minutes for the hike to this point. Though they are named as Land Rover, most of these vehicles are from the bygone era. The British tea planters had originally bought these vehicles in the 50s, to travel through the rugged terrain to different tea estates.
Awesome.
It's a different experience,
Yes.
Old school. But imagine, I don't think he's got power steering also, no?
No, he's doing all mehnat.
Future comfort we are struggling, and these guys have a very life.
But now these vehicles are using Mahindra engines for the ease of servicing.
See, we have Land Rover, we have Gurkha, and we have Thar.
Now it is time for some quick photo sessions. So it's now time to leave Chitre village. Here we have reached the first checkpoint of BSF in this route. This is the most dreaded situation in a route like this, as there is a very less space to accommodate the oncoming traffic. Here we stopped for a short tea break.
So,
Good. In between two vehicle came, no? That, two places have to go reverse a little bit, otherwise only in this place. But the checkpost guy made the entry, and otherwise he would have come behind. Coffee or tea? कुछ भी चाय चलेगा. चाय. कुछ भी होने को. Black tea.
Another set of hairpin bends now. The view is breathtaking in spite of the challenging route. Crossing another checkpoint on the way. So we are gradually gaining altitude. Sandakphu is the highest place in the all of the Singalila range. Magnificent view of the snow peaks can be seen in the mornings on a clear day. This is another resting point for the hikers with many restaurants and lodging facilities. Trekkers usually take 2 to 3 days to complete the trek. They must take a local guide as this is a national park area and there are many wild animals around. Now we are entering the Singalila National Park, which is known for amazing high altitude animals like red panda, black bear, etc. So we have to pass through Singalila National Park to reach Sandakphu. Bit of previous night's snowfall is evident here. Another tricky situation, but this time the local drivers are kind enough to give us the way. This point we stopped here to allow the local taxis and vehicles that are in a hurry to go ahead. Okay, now watch out for this space. This is where the mishap happened on the way back. We have taken another short break here. As you can see, the Land Rover drivers are the lifeline of getting regular supplies to these shops here. We also enjoyed some hot tea and Maggi from this place. Reaching another small checkpost here. So as you can see, so many checkpoints are in this border area. From here on, the route is getting extremely difficult. From our previous experience, I can say that this stretch is much more challenging to drive than even the Ladakh roads. There you have the altitude challenge, but here the judgment is critical because the route is very narrow and it's a purely off-road section now on. There are stone-laid roads and steep. We again stopped one more time to allow the faster moving taxis to overtake us. This will give you an idea about the difficulties of this route. This route runs parallel to the Nepal border.
I think वो बोल रहा है आगे जा. We are getting closer to Sandakphu now.
Another tight corner. Beautiful Kalapokri village before Sandakphu. The village is named after a small lake with black water. The water has turned black because of the mud in the lake. The lake never freezes. The villagers consider this lake as a sacred one. The route is now becoming worse and worse, and our Gurkha is facing tough challenges, especially with the lower arm of the vehicle. The lower arms are actually brushing, against the protruding rocks at many places. We had to stop at various points and check for issues as we continued our journey. As we reached this point, the mist covered the area. There is hardly 3 kilometers more to reach Sandakphu.
हाँ तो कोई टेंशन नहीं, इधर कौन उड़ा देगा, हाँ अभी तो हम 1 घंटे में वापस आऊँ जाना, और रहने की कोई टेंशन नहीं.
With almost nil visibility due to the mist and the lower arm issue of the Gurkha, we decided to leave our vehicle here and complete the last stretch in the Land Rover. We thought that would be a safe option.
There to stay. Last 3 kilometers of Sandakphu, sitting on a Land Rover. इधर क्यों रोड नहीं बना रहे? मतलब इतना गाड़ी आता है ना, थोड़ा सा पहले की तरह पीछे की तरह थोड़ा रोड बन जाए तो अच्छा है ना. Sandakphu. शास्त्र सीमा बल.
Finally, we reached Sandakphu. This is the main hotel and restaurant here, and it's got a nice restaurant also where you will get hot coffee, chocolate, and a lot of snacks. some tourists stay overnight in the hotel for the beautiful sunrise view from here. Today with the mist, the visibility is very low. We spent some time sipping a cup of coffee. After spending I think around half an hour in Sandakphu, we decided to return to Mane Bhanjang. Reached our Gurkha on the Land Rover and continued our return journey in our own vehicle. So all four of us were in the same vehicle. So Avinash was leading us in the Land Rover and we were driving behind this Land Rover. About 12 kilometers from Sandakphu. On the way back this happened. Most unexpected thing. Adventure redefined indeed.